Thank you, orchestra. That will be all for now. Good morning. Welcome to the weekend. Welcome back to Crafters TV. It is Saturday. It's the weekend and we are ready. We're ready to relax though. Oh yeah, we're so ready to relax all weekend long, especially today because it is National Relaxation Day, don't you know? So that's an excuse to, get a bowl of water out, put your feet in it, give yourself some kind of pamper treatment, treat yourself to a special glass of something, maybe later, maybe not at 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe more 8 o'clock in the evening. I don't know, it's completely up to you. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it? Right now. Anyway, welcome. I've gone all floral today and a little bit foliage today because we are in nature's garden today, which we are really, really, really excited about. And our beautiful lily of the valley today, in a change to the advertised special guest, let me tell you, as in the listings magazines, if you were watching through those and thinking, oh, I didn't expect this. Here she is. It's Debbie Robinson.
Morning. Yes.
Morning.
So yes, a late change, a little rescheduling of things. But yes, you've got me today. You've got me all day today. Really, really excited about this show because we've got one of. Oh, I do sound like a broken record when I say this, Debbie, but truly, this is a beautiful collection, and it is one of my favourites. I absolutely love this. It's all about the lovely lilies. It's really gorgeous. I'll show you some samples in a moment. I'll let Derek tell you more.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And hopefully we've got a picture direct from my garden from 7:28 this morning, which was 3.5 hours ago. Because apparently the best time to take pictures of your own flowers is first thing in the morning. That's where they're all full of moisture before they start sunbathing for the day. I'm not sure if they're going to be sunbathing in Newton Aycliffe today, but we shall see. So I will show you that picture a little bit later on from my garden because I'm very proud of my lilies because I'm a little bit green fingered. Let me show you what is in the show. Now what we've done is we've broken down what is a big bundle, which will be everything you see in front of me. We've broken it down into 4 smaller, manageable bite-sized bundles, and we will start with stamping and embossing from Nature's Garden, which is a lovely, lovely little collection. Really, really beautiful. So in here, you have got your Words of Love, which is your stamp set there, which is beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. And you've got your 3D embossing folder, which is your Decadent Lilies, and they are so, so beautiful. £10, $12.50 for that little combo there, which is rather beautiful. Nice 15% saving there as well. Beautiful. I mean, really lovely time of the year to actually get and create those sort of lovely floral sets, isn't it? It's wonderful. It really is. Right, moving on, we will go next to, it's the beautiful flower trio. This is wonderful. So this is your lilies, your Calla lily, and your butterflies in here together. So the stamp and die is already really, really popular actually on this one. So should be nearly £25 and nearly $25. We're looking today's price, £20 or $21, which is beautiful. If you look at all of the details there in that beautiful lily set there, wonderful, because you've got all of the elements that you need there and lots besides. So they're really, really good value. Absolutely beautiful. £20, $21. Butterflies. There's so many more butterflies. Have you noticed this year? I don't know whether it's because of the lockdown and we're not driving around as much, we're not moving around as much, but don't there seem to be more butterflies than ever this year? It's crazy, isn't it? They're absolutely beautiful. Right, let's move on to frame and border dies from Nature's Garden collection because they, again, are super, super stunning. So let's have a look at those. We've got your ornate frame and your corner die, which again, gorgeous. And how many different sets could this work in with, and how many different themes could this work in for you as well? You've got the lace border included there as well. I've got to stop saying as well. I've said it about 100 times already. Stop saying it, Derek. 25% saving on that little bundle there together. So £20 or $24, which again is cracking value for money. For money even. Oh, it's time to get the Fs out now. Here we go. We're here again, Debbie, with all these Fs. It's flower forming foam time because this is our little bundle from Nature's Garden all about flower forming. So in this, you have got your lovely lily die, and that will be the die to go to again and again and again. You've got your flower forming foam from the lily collection, and your stamens are in there. I'm sure we'll be doing a demo or two on those. In fact, I think we're going to flower forming first with Debbie and her flower forming foam. Whew, wonderful. Right, let's go to the full collections, the whole shebang plus, oh yes, plus. Where we get the big saving is in the big bundle, and in the big bundle you get everything that we have seen in the 4 smaller bundles, plus there's a little bit of a bonus die in there as well called Simple Sentiments, and that's got with love, and it's got congratulations in it as well. So there is your Simple Sentiments die. So that's all the S's, and that goes very nice with all the F's and your flower forming foam, which would be lovely, which is gorgeous. And you could cut these out of your flower forming foam as well. But why would you? Why would you? When you'll be making lovely flowers with it as well. And talking of flower forming foam, by the way, there's plenty more of that on the show to come as well. Now, if you need inspiring, if your crafting mojo is a little flat on the floor, then this is what you need, Crafter's Inspiration. Absolutely phenomenal. We're going to have a good rummage through that later, because for $9.99, I tell you what, the bits and pieces that come with it alone for free, there are more F's, they're outshining that £9.99 or $19.95 on its own, let alone all the downloadable goodies that there are in there as well. So we'll take a closer look at that later. Now, we're going to the teas now, Totally Tiffany, and a totally wonderful, beautiful buddy bag collection. Do you know what? You've got so much going on here, from the small and dinky to the big and beautiful, to hold all of your fanciful forming, flower foaming tools and balls and this, that and the other, and your inks and your tri-blends and your classics and just all your bits and pieces that you need to be nice and organised. And you can see everything that is there along the way. So that big bundle, which we'll go through in more detail later, £22.36 or $32.76, saving 20%. Right, back to flower forming we go. We've got the tools to flower form as well. So here are the moulding balls. So 3 tools, 6 balls, which is amazing, isn't it? Really, really good. Why does it say 4-piece on that?
Because you've got your sponge.
Of course you have. Of course, it was sitting there invisible in the background, and that's one of the most important pieces of that as well. £12.50, $16.50. Thank you, our Debbie. Bless you. We're going to do a bit of distressing as well. Love this. This is brilliant. This is our little finger canoe in purple. It's beautiful. This you need in your life if you are flower forming. You definitely need this in your life. £7.99, $12.95. Only ever need to buy it once. It's going to be absolutely amazing. What did you say, Laura? Sorry, I missed that. Oh, have you found my picture of my glorious lilies? Stand by for their debut from the garden. Look at this. These are mine from this morning. Now, they're just in a tub on their own, you know. I think they like to be, because they're such beautiful kind of stars, I think they like to be stood out on their own on full display. So they're just, it's like 4 or 5 stems. And they're just in a terracotta pot on their own. And they are very happy, as you can see in our funny old summer that we're having this year, which is bizarre because in the UK, our summer keep going hot, then wet, then cold, then windy, then hot again. It's like up and down like a yo-yo. And yet my lilies have survived through it all, which is amazing. I love it. Right, Debbie. Yes. Well, they're the lilies you need to follow now.
Oh, well, I'm not so sure about that one. Them flowers are beautiful. They really are awesome. I love your garden of lilies, Derek. I might have to come over and have a little couple in there.
You're welcome
anytime. Because I tell you what, I bet I could relax in that garden of yours with those beautiful lilies. Really gorgeous.
Yes.
Now, have you missed out on this collection before? I know that there's lots of people out there, perhaps it was a little bit too much at the time, but now we've got a fantastic deal on the show. We've got 2 hours full of this collection, and I'm going to walk you through lots of the elements in there as well, and lots of demos planned. But I just want to show you some of these amazing samples that we have from our design team, using these in lots of different ways, not just with the lilies, but lots of different ways that you can use them as well. Look how gorgeous that one is, Derek, using that beautiful lace border and the Calla lily stems, because there's different types of lilies, isn't there, Derek?
Yes, there is. The Calla lilies are a little bit smaller, aren't they? And then you've got the lilies that are the great big showgirl ones.
Well, these are, I mean, talk about showgirl. This is a showgirl one. Look how gorgeous that is.
And a stage.
Absolutely. Centre stage, you've got that beautiful frame in the background along with those beautiful lilies there and the stamps. Again, the frame on its own, look how gorgeous that looks. It really is a beautiful frame. Now, the flower forming foam, Derek, that you was talking about. Say it fast and it comes out right. But you've got these lilies have been cut with that foam and then shaped. They've added some inks onto there and some alcohol pens onto there to create this beautiful 3D real life lily. That one is a real gorgeous one there. Stunning. And again, lots of different ways that you can do these, different colour combinations that you can use these. I mean, look how gorgeous they look in brights. That for me, wow. That's definitely mine. They're my kind of colours. They are stunning. And look, the different type there, from your beautiful lilies to your Calla lilies, but look how gorgeous each one of those are. Taking it into a subtler colour, look how beautiful they are as well. And again, more subtle colours there. We've got some great pastels, paper pads on the show that'll work beautifully with these. And again, just keeping it really simple. Absolutely fabulous they are.
Good. Now listen, if you've got any questions through the show at all about this collection, any suggestions, you're going to get lots of ideas from Debbie in this show. Just get yourself into our Facebook page or the YouTube comments, and our social superstars will send your messages through to me. And also, I need your ideas today about how you relax, because we could do with some really, really good ideas, because today is National Relaxation Day. So what does it for you is what I want to know right now. At 3 in the morning, I'm guessing in California, pretty much anything. Morning to lots of you. Tammy says, very nice Aloha shirt. Derek, thank you very much. Rachel says, I have this collection. I'm looking forward to getting more ideas. And Mo Crafts gives us a bit of a helpful tip, saying one of my favourite gardening facts, the term green thumb, because they say you're green fingered, or you've got a green thumb if you're a gardener, that comes from deadheading plants, apparently pinching the dead flowers off, because if you do it enough, your fingers turn green.
What,
I'm not doing it enough, I don't think.
I was just going to say, permanently green, Derek?
I don't know.
Ooh, I won't be doing that. That's why I let that job for my mum. My mum comes and does mine for me.
The deadheading. Right, let's do some flower forming, shall we, Debbie?
Flower forming foam. Say it fast, Derek, it'll come out. Flower forming foam. There you go.
Fabulous.
You see? You can have that one on me. Now, honestly, I love this one. This set of lilies is a really cracking one. Again, beautiful. You've got different sizes here. So depending on what kind of size you want to use, whether you want to use all the big ones together, you can do. Medium ones together, you can do. And then so on. And you can see they've got 4 different sizes. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Debbie. You can't count. 5 flower forming foam dies. But you can make them and you can use them in lots of different ways as well. So you can use these with paper if you want to use them with paper, because they are a thin metal die, so it will cut out. However, it's going to work beautifully with our special flower forming foam. Did I say that bit right, Derek?
Yep.
Yes, I did. So this is our foam. Now, this is a fantastic quality foam that once you've activated with EAT will keep its shape. You'll be able to mould it and distress it. You'll be able to add inks to it. Honestly, if you have never tried a flower forming foam, I urge you to try some today. It's so easy to use. And with this beautiful die as well, incredibly easy to use. Now, I'm just going to use the largest one for this one. And again, all you need to do is you can either cut strips out if you want to cut strips out, Derek, or you can, and I'm just going to measure that there, so let me just make that a little bit tiny bigger, but these will cut out multiple layers in any one time and in one pass of your machine. So working with your Gemini, they're going to work beautifully together, but not just with the Gemini, with lots of other machines that are out there on the market, including our smaller machines such as our Mini. These will work and fit through perfectly through there, but very easy to do. I'm just going to place that on the top. Now then, Derek, do you think I should tape it down? I think to stay nice and relaxed and not get too stressed out.
Yeah, just for safety's sake.
Just for safety's sake, pop a little bit of tape down there.
Why not?
Pop the plates down. There they are. Put them somewhere safe, Derek. Always safe that I can't find them afterwards. There we go. Now, when you're using the flower forming foam, you don't have to use all the same combination that you would do with your thin metal die. So you can remove your magnetic shim from there and run that through. Now, if you were using your Mini, all you do, pop it in between the folder, run that through, multiple layers as well. So it is a fabulous die, a fabulous foam as well. So let's just pop those back under there. And let's take that off, and then you can see that I've cut, and I've just used that largest die for this one, Derek. I've not used all of them, but all you do then is you just separate them, and you've cut out multiple layers in one pass of your machine. There we go. So literally that is all ready to go. Now I've got some more cut up, Derek, because I didn't want to spend all my time cutting, but what I wanted to show you as well was what you can do with the foam. Now I'm popping on a little finger dabber here. I've got my finger daubers, dabber, however you want to call this, and I'm going to pop on one of our water reactive inks, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a colour, because that's exactly what you can do with this. It won't come off either as well. Once it's on, it's staying there. But I'm going to give it a little bit of a colour, this one, Derek. I thought we'll have a little bit of a pinky white lily going off.
It's
not
lovely.
Like your beautiful one in your garden.
Melissa's asking me the name of my lily. I don't know. I haven't given her a name. Do you mean the botanical name? I don't know. They're just big and pink, and I can't even remember whether they were bulbs or what, to be honest. That's the thing about my gardening. It looks impressive. But I can never remember the name of anything. We have a programme here in the UK called Gardener's World, which is on every Friday night, which I'm sure a lot of you know stateside as well, because you get lots and lots of tips from that. But I can never remember those long botanical names. Do you know what I mean? Like lactobacillus. Do you remember they have those great long names? I don't mean lactobacillus, because that's something to do with digestion, I think. Debbie, you look absolutely gorgeous this morning, says Sarah in Melbourne, and she's sending hugs from Melbourne.
Oh, I wish I were in Melbourne, Sarah. Oh, it's one place I'd love to come. Might have to have a little visit out there one day.
Did you watch, Debbie? There's been a 3-part series in the last few weeks with we have a very wonderful actress and comedian in the UK called Miriam Margolyes. She was in Harry Potter.
Yes.
And she's done a little 3-part series called Almost Australian, because she is an Australian citizen. She has a house out there as well with her partner, and she did like a 10,000 kilometre journey up and down Australia. It was fascinating. I mean, some fruity language, but that's Miriam Margolyes for you. But she is hilarious, and it was fascinating. And it made Australia, again, just like really, really brought it into focus and made it look fascinating.
Oh,
I'd love to go.
It's one place I would love to go. My niece Claire lives out there, bless her, and I keep saying one day when I go out, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Australia. It's somewhere out. It's one of those things that you want to do on your bucket list.
tick box.
Well, I want to tick it off on my list.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to these flowers. I've already inked it up. Now, I could add, if I wanted to give it a little bit more detail, I could add on some extra detail by colouring it in and adding a little bit extra detail, but I'll show you the one that I did earlier with that one. What I'm just going to show you now is how to activate this, how to get that shape, how to get that moulding done exactly right and precise. Now, with this, you need a hot appliance. So you can use a domestic iron if you want to, or you can use my little trusty, as you all know, if you've been watching me over the last few weeks, I've got my little travel iron, and I say travel iron, it's a little portable, small craft iron, which you can find on many a website. Just search the engine. I keep saying I need a purple one, so I need to talk to Leanne about this, because I obviously want one that matches all our things. But all you do now is you're going to take your petal and you're going to pop that onto your platform. Now, I've got it on quite a high setting. I don't know if you can see that very well. Can we get in closer, Matt, with the side angle? See if we can see there. Absolutely fabulous. There you can see it. Now the heat, all you do is you take that off, knock that off, and it's ready to mould.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I know, it's like
magic.
a ta-da!
I love it. There should be a noise.
It's like it's bouncing on there.
I know, there should be a little noise or a sound effect that goes with that, because it happens so quickly. There you go, it just happens. It's amazing.
It's just magic, isn't it? Absolutely magic. But once it takes this shape, Derek, and once that's done, I'm just going to move my craft iron out of the way for a second. Don't drop your hot glue gun, Debbie. Yes, you've dropped your hot glue gun, Debbie.
Have you?
Move that out of the way. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Just slide that. No one noticed. Nobody noticed. And what I'm going to do is bring in the ball tools. Now, you mentioned, Derek, 6 balls on 3 tools. That's exactly what you get. You get all from your small all the way up to your larger ball tools there. And it depends on the size of the flower that you want, the kind of effect that you want, to which ball tool you will use. And you get your sponge. That was your 4th piece, Derek, that little invisible one in the background. But when you pop that on now, this is when you can do a little bit of moulding and shaping, or you can bring in your distress tool. Shall we bring that one in, Derek?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Let's bring that in.
We've got to do the bit of distressing, haven't we?
I love a bit of distressing. So it's a very simple technique to do. You just wrap your flowers together. You give them a little twist. You pop it onto your little mat, and then you pop your little shoe on your foot, and you give it a little wiggle. Now, what it does is, can you hear it there? It's just going across there and it distresses those petals. So it's turning now my rather smooth petal into a rather distressed looking petal. And this is what I love about these flowers, Derek. You can have a, I mean, and especially with this foam, you know what Leanne's like, you've worked with her a little bit now, so you'll know she's a stickler for detail, and I'm so glad she is, because she wants the best to bring to everybody, not just herself, and she wants to bring the best for everybody else to use. And this foam, in my honest opinion, is the best that we have in the market. It absolutely is. It is the best to hold ink. It's the best for distressing. It's the best for moulding and shaping once you get that in. Now, there we go. And all I'm going to do is give it a nice gentle with my larger tool there, wrap it around that ball and give it a little stretch in between my thumbs. And that's exactly what you do to create this lovely, it's like a 3D real life flower. It looks absolutely fabulous. I'm going to pop those on there and I'll carry on and repeat that for all of these. And then we'll pop this together. There we go. I'll just give it another little twist. Pop that onto there and a distress again, and I'll do it with the last one, and then we'll just get all that flower put together, and it could not be any easier to do. I'm going to get you into this flower foaming foam, Derek, if it kills me. I want to get you into this because honestly, do you know, I go out to shops, I like to have a little nosy round and see what's out there, and I do like buying me flowers. But they're very expensive. They're not cheap. So when you buy a little pack, and I say a little pack, you're probably going to get about 4 or 5. You're talking a good couple of £1 for that.
Oh, if you're buying lilies for a vase on your, you know, on your dining room table or your coffee table or whatever, certainly here in the UK, 4 stems, even from, we have some cash and carry warehouses that you can buy a card for here in the UK, and I have one of those. And I quite often look at the lilies, and they're the great big white ones, the great big, you know, long, voluptuous ones. But even there, you can be talking like 3 or 4 stems. You can be looking 10, 12, 15 pounds, even in our, you know, supermarkets here. And they don't last a long time. The one thing with lilies as well, I can't have real fresh lilies in the house because I have 2 cats. So that's not good. And I love lilies. I think they're absolutely amazing. So this is the next best thing, because you can make your own little mini arrangements as well, can't you?
Absolutely. So I've got all my petals all lined up. I've taken some of those lovely stamens. I almost lost the words then, but I've just wrapped those round onto some, I call it florist wire, but it's a bit like florist wire, Derek. I can never remember the right name.
Oh, the jewellery wire. That's
the one. Yeah. A little jewellery wire. Already wrapped that round, so I've got my stems already. And then we're just going to put our flower together. Now I'm using the same size of this, but like I said, you could if you wanted. And all I'm going to do, Derek, is press that down into the middle, and then I'm going to offset the next petal that I lay down, so it's not going to be in the same place. So just by that, give it a little slight twist. And then oh, look how gorgeous that looks already. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to offset the next one and pop that into the middle and just place that. Make sure I've got that offset. There we go. And then lastly, my last petal. And this is, you could do a couple of petals if you wanted to, Derek. You don't have to do all this in one go, or 4. You can use quite a few, but already you can see how beautiful this is looking. Look how gorgeous that looks on there. How simple was that to put together?
Gorgeous,
all
isn't it?
I'm just going to do is push that through right to the very end. And I say right to the very end. I want to make a nice hole there to pop these down into the middle. Pull through, and then I'm just going to attach at the very back. I'm just going to attach a back of there. I'm going to pop some of this hot glue gun that I've just picked up off the floor. But you could use it in stages as well if you wanted to. I'm just going to pop that onto the back because I just want to give that a little bit of a stick. And then I'm just going to place that back down. Let the glue dry. Now it does dry quite quickly, but once it's dry, what you'll do is you'll just take your scissors and remove that little end, because unless you want to keep it in there, because you could use these and pop them into little plant pots. What's that green stuff that you pop in there, Debbie?
Oasis.
Oasis, yeah. So you could keep them onto a little stem if you wanted, but look how gorgeous that is looking. And if I just bring that up close so you can see there, can you see that close? I hold that there.
That's beautiful.
How gorgeous is that? That's really beautiful.
And it's big as well.
It's just so lovely. I love them. They're so easy to use. And when we're going back to that, about that price that you were saying, Derek, if you sit, now I sit on a night, I do, this is genuine, my relaxation. I sometimes sit there, cut lots of things out and think I'm going to use those. I cut loads out, pop them in a little bag. I sometimes make them up. So the one that I made up, and I used my, and you can see the difference, used my alcohol pen. Look at that one. And I just used that, literally took that onto each petal and did a little bit of colouring on there, using the water reactive ink and using the classic marker as well. But look, the difference, the same flower, but just look how gorgeous they look. They are so easy to use. I
love it. And I tell you something else as well that some people like to do when they're making flowers, for the stamens at the end, because actually the stamens on your stamens are they the white ones, Debbie, you're using right now?
They're from the rose gold one that come with the collection, yes.
But some people like to take just a little tiny bit of wet glue just under the bottom of the head of the stamen, and then just dip that into a little bit of what do they call it? Pollen colour, embossing powder or something like that, just to give that realistic. In fact, on a lily, that pollen is usually like a sort of orangey kind of colour, isn't it? On a lily. So you might want to try that. Lots of people actually, it's Yolanda actually, says doing foam flowers is relaxing, because we want to know how you relax, because it is National Relaxation Day today. I mean, actually a good way of relaxing is just get yourself a cup of tea and come and relax with us. I mean, that's 4 hours of your day sorted every day, isn't it? Easy, Debbie. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Right, so what I thought I'd do is put my lily to good use, and I'm going to start making a card up with it. But I thought I'd bring in a couple of other things in the collection as well. So we have this gorgeous lace border. Now this lace border is a real large piece. Let me just show you. Can you see there? Look how big that is. That's absolutely fabulous. But can you see these slits that are in the middle, Derek?
Oh yeah.
So it could be used on its own if it wanted, but it's made and developed for using ribbon through the middle of it. How fabulous is that? Absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to run that through. I've taken a piece of Centura Pearl. Now we've got Centura Pearl all over the show. Go and check the website out. Go and have a look on there while you're shopping and watching at the same time. And I couldn't use this without I couldn't do this demo without using this one, which is these beautiful butterflies. Look how gorgeous they are. They are so lovely, and they really are very, very easy to use as well. Thin metal dies, and you've got two beautiful ones there. So first things first, let's use this gorgeous die, and it really is a beautiful die. Oh, Debbie, you've stuck it back down with your sellotape. Let's pull that off. There we go. And I've taken that piece of Centura Pearl. Let me grab my plates again, Derek. Let's bring my plates back in there. And I'm just going to run this over and through my Gemini. I'm going to tape a little bit down. Let's hold that into place. And thin metal die combination. You've got your plastic shim, magnetic shim, and your other cutting plate. And I'm going to run that through. There we go.
Oh, Cynthia, you've just sent me a brilliant idea as well, by the way, while we're running through there. She said you should make yourself a garden journal, and then you can stick all the plant tags in for the seasons. That's a really, really good idea, actually. That's a good way of using this collection as well, isn't it, for things like plant journals. That's a really good idea. I should be more organised. I need a proper potting shed as well, actually, so I can keep my journal. That's what I do need to get a bit more organised, Debbie. But Crafter's Companion is coming to my life now, you see. So the gardening is starting to take a bit of a backstage, because it's all doing its own thing at the moment. And the crafting is, one's going up and one's coming down. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure if there's enough time in my life to fit everything in, but there you go. Worse problems to have, isn't there, Debbie?
There is indeed. Now, while you were busy there, I don't know if you heard that tapping sound. I was tapping all my bits out, and I've already started threading my ribbon through here. But can you see that gorgeous detail before I carry on doing any more threading? Look at... Let me just hold that there for a second. There you go. Look how beautiful and intricate that detail is. Now, without adding the ribbon, you could use that as you wanted to. And I'll show you a sample that somebody's done where they've used it as a background for a piece on their card. It looks absolutely fab. But it has been designed, like I said, Derek, to use your ribbon. So you just take a piece of ribbon. Now, I've chosen a nice green pastel colour for this one. And you just thread it through up and down into each of those. Take that down and pull that back up. And that's all you're going to do all the way through this. Oh, Debbie, you've got your new glasses on. Come on, girl, you should be able to see better now. There we go. Let's run that through. And then lastly, pop that. In fact, let me just stop that from fraying. Good little tip for stopping fraying as well, Derek, is just to take a match. Not torch it all, but just singe the end, and it just gives it a little bit more, to seal, a little bit like a seal. So there you go. You can see now, running that through, we've got that beautiful ribbon run through. Absolutely gorgeous. Looks fabulous.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely it does. So
I like the way it's nice and sheer as well.
Yes. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape. Our tape pens are back in stock.
They are, not for long though, Debbie.
Excited.
So many have gone back out this week. It's amazing. Honestly, it's ridiculous. They only came back in, what was it, Tuesday or something? And already you should see the numbers. I mean, absolutely do stock up while you can, because there are some nice little offers on the website.
Absolutely, get them while you can, because honestly, Derek, I was so excited. Tracy came in with mine this morning. I'm like, do you know when you want to pounce on somebody for bringing something in that you're so happy to see again? Now, I've taken a piece of, and I'll show you the measurements. It's a 6x6 card. And I take a piece. I've made it myself with our white stamping card. Anybody who knows me knows what I'm like. Some of the pastel textured cardstocks on the show as well. We've got the pastels on there. This works beautifully with this collection. There's a real nice feel to it. But you can see now, when I just bring this in, I'm going to pop that onto the back so it gives it a little bit of a mount there. So let me use... I can't get too excited again, because what else is back in stock?
Dun, dun, dun.
The dotty tape pen is back in stock too. I'm so excited. So all I'm going to do is mount that onto there, and that will hold that into place beautifully. I'm going to then pop this down. I'm keeping it nice, clean and simple as well this time, Derek. Nice, clean and simple. Pop that down. I've taken those 2 butterflies. I've already pre-cut them out, so I've got a couple of little butterflies. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue, one on there, one on there. Let's pop that there. Now, where did my lily go? Let's bring my little lily back in. Now, apart from adding on, and I'll show you the one that I did finish earlier, but let me bring back in my glue gun for a second, because I'm going to add my lovely little lily just in the middle there. Let's pop that there. Pop you there, glue gun, stay, and then I'm just going to hold that into place. Run that down, hold it down till it sticks. And then, apart from adding a little sentiment on there, and I'll show you the one that I did earlier, but look how beautiful that looks. And we've got lots of stamps in this collection as well. There's some beautiful stamps in there. Just add a little stamp down in the corner, but keeping it really nice, clean and simple. But look how beautiful that is, using that gorgeous flower. That's one that I did earlier, just by finishing that off, so you can see the difference when you add that sentiment. But look how fabulous that looks. It is a beautiful collection at a fabulous price today. And if you've never tried flower forming foam, Derek, what are you going to do?
Do it. Get
Absolutely.
It. Absolutely get it. Get your F's on. You might have just given Denise some inspiration there, Debbie, as well. I've got my names mixed up there. I nearly called you Denise. Denise, Debbie. Denise is working on a Calla Lily card at the moment, and she's lost her way on how to work it into a card. So she's made the Calla Lilies, but she's thinking, oh, how do I work that into a card? So maybe that has given you a little bit of an idea there, Denise. There are more coming your way. Right, let's break down our collection. Let's start off with the flower forming foam collection for the Lily Flower Nature's Garden collection. Here it is. So in this you get the flower forming foam, in which there are 3 gorgeous colours as well. You got the white, you get the green, and you get that lovely soft pink. You get the flower dye, of course, plus the stamens for £20, $24, which is really, really nice. Nice little buy there. So if you've never done flower forming before, and listen, you don't need anything in particular, it might be worth getting the ball tools to do the actual forming and the shaping. But if you've got a regular domestic iron, you can actually heat activate doing that. In fact, somebody in the comments said that they used a mug warmer to do the heat activating as well. So that's interesting. I'd be quite interested in seeing a picture of that and how that all works. Right, let's move on to the frame and the border collection. And we just saw the wonderful lace border. Have a look. So there is your. So it was the lace border in this collection that we were just using in this collection, wasn't it? And this also comes with the ornate frame and the border there as well. £20, $24 is your price tag for that one, which is very, very nice indeed. I love that idea of going in and out with the ribbons as well. That's really, really lovely. I had a bit of a gingham moment there, because you can get lots and lots of fabulous ribbons, can't you? And a gingham, I think, would look lovely through there. Ah, gorgeous. So nice to have lots of different ideas, isn't it? Right, let's go to the actual flowers themselves then. These are brilliant. So these are your Stampin' Dies for your beautiful lilies, for your Calla lily stem as well. The Calla lilies are the smaller lilies. They are beautiful. They are lovely. They're a devil of a job to actually grow them. And look after them, because they're quite sort of precious, but they are absolutely gorgeous. You also get, of course, the fancy butterflies die in there as well, which is lovely. £20 or $21 on that. And very, very quickly, we will move on to the embossing, stamping and embossing set that we have here, which is absolutely lovely. Here it is. You get your clear acrylic stamp, the words of love, and there are lots of gorgeous, gorgeous little sentiments on there. Plus you get the Decadent Lilies 3D embossing folder as well, which is lovely. Don't forget, of course, you need your, what do I need for my 3D embossing folder? I need my plates, don't I? That's the plates for doing the 3D embossing folders as well. £10, £12.50. Right, let's show you the whole thing, the whole entire collection. So everything you've seen in the 4 bundles so far, plus a little bit more as well, because there is also a Simple Sentiments extra die if you're going for the full bundle. So you'd have all the flower forming, all the stamps, all the dies, plus this, which is your Simple Sentiments die as well. £65, $76. Now, we've shown you the Lily Collection flower forming foam, but there are others. Oh, yes, they are. Very, very busy. You'll find them all if you're shopping the show on the website right now. We have got Sarah's Rose Gold flower forming foam. Let me show you that way around. That would be a bit easier. There you go. So there is the Rose Gold from Sarah Signature's Rose Gold collection. £8.90, £11.60, which is very, very nice indeed. And then we have flower forming foam, especially for the Garden of Love collection. Oh, that's not that one. That's not the order. There we go. That's the one. Is it not that one either? It's that one. Oh, you've got in a different order, Laura, haven't you? There you go. So there is your Garden of Love flower forming foam. So with that, you get the wonderful white. You get a different green than the Lily collection. It's a deeper green. In fact, let me show you the green in the Lily collection, just so you know the difference between one and the other. So the top one is the Lily collection that you're getting with the bundle. There is the Garden of Love one. So that's a very, very different shade of green in there. Next one. Which one are we going to next, Laura? The white. Ta-da! There it is. There is the white flower forming foam. Not an exciting picture to look at, but it's going to make wonderful, wonderful flowers, because of course you can ink it up with your markers and your inks as well. So that leaves by default one more left. And I'm hoping, he says with trepidation, is it that one? There you go. Foliage green. Now, let me just show you the difference in the shades between the Garden of Love green, and then let me show you the Lily green as well, because they're all different. I just want you to know that there's no kind of repeating going on. So that's the Lily collection green. That's the Garden of Love green. So you can see, very, very different. So that means that you can add more and dimension to your foliage as well, because you've got those two amazing shades of green. I love that. I want that. I want everything, don't you? All the prices and all the details are on the website as well. So, our Debbie, we've done the flower forming, which is amazing, one of our favourite things. But let's move away from the Fs. Let's go. Are we stamping next?
We're doing a bit of stamping and die cutting, Derek. We are.
Brilliant.
We're going to use the beautiful lilies, which is a gorgeous one. And this is a stamp and die collection. So if I just show you here, you can see now you have a set of petals and those leaf petals as well. So these are going to work in lots of different ways that you can use these. And again, you've got those different styles of lilies. You've got your colour lily in there as well as your traditional lily, which again, fabulous. And then each one of these petals will then correspond and cut out out. So you can see that large die there will cut out that large stamp one as well. So you don't have to fussy cut. If you love fussy cutting, that's fine, that's good. But if you're like me and you don't, then this is going to work beautifully because these work so nice together. And again, you can make your own lilies up how you wish. So I've just taken a piece of stamping card. I've taken, because I'm going to use water reactive to colour in my petals with. So I've taken our Finesse waterproof dye ink there as well, and I'm using the Noir Black. Now I just need a stamping platform, Derek, so let me just have a little rummage.
Alrighty.
Very
just a quick,
tidy down here.
Very, very quick question for you just on the last demo, and I'm sorry I'm asking you to go back in time just slightly, but it's a good question. Linda said on Facebook, can we put flowers into the slots of that lace dye rather than thread or ribbon?
Absolutely. Do you mean put it in as a little extra detail? And
I guess you could have it sort of
falling
out like a wisteria or something.
Absolutely. Put your thread through the back of there. That'd look really, really beautiful. What a lovely idea, Linda. In fact, if you're going to try that, I want you to share those across our pages so we can have a nosy at that.
Yes, please.
That'd look absolutely fabulous. So I've just used the ink, and all I'm just going to do, now I am using my stamping platform here. I've got the smallest one. If you will use the bigger platforms, you could do this quite a few times by popping those stamps on, but literally you're just going to stamp down, and depending on how many flowers or petals you want to do, Derek, you can just carry on. I personally would stamp out quite a few of these, get them all stamped, and let me just take that out and then start colouring in afterwards. Now there's two ways that you can do this as well. So you could stamp and then take your die cut around the edge. Oops, move your plate out of the way, Debbie. So you can see I've stamped a few on there, and that's just one design on there. Look at the different designs that we've got. We have the different petals and the different leaves with the different veins going up there. I've chosen this one because it's the more traditional of the lily, and I just think it's absolutely fabulous. But what I'm going to do is do a little bit of colouring in. So again, I'm going to bring in my little finger dabbers. You'll find these on the show. They actually come like this. Actually, are they on the show, or have I just seen that?
No,
don't worry. If they're not on the show, they'll be on the website. But I have a set for my ink pads. So I've got a set for my water reactive.
I'll ask producer Laura to have a little check, because I think I heard we might, unless they've very recently come back in. I think the last time I had a show like this, we didn't have the daubers in stock. So we'll have a little look, and I'll come back to you on that. Debbie, quick question from me.
Yes.
Just obviously now you're printing that onto. Yeah, they are out of stock at the moment. The finger daubers, unfortunately.
I
know. Listen, just what you need to do is you go and have a little look on the website. They will show up as out of stock, but if you leave your email address next to the item, when they come back in, we'll drop you an email and let you know. And then they'll sell out all over again. That's usually what happens. So could I cut, the dies that you've got here?
Yes.
You can cut those out of the flower forming foam as well.
You
could
can.
You? And stamp onto them.
You can, because let me kind of go back to this gorgeous sample. I'll just hold that there. That's exactly what this lovely design team member's done with this one. I'm not sure who made this, but this is absolutely beautiful. So this is the flower forming. It's had that little bit of heat to it, so it's got into its shape, and then it's been moulded and curled, and it's also been stamped directly onto. So
lovely.
By that, Derek, let's bring a bit of I've got a spare bit of foam down here just to show you exactly what you would do. So all you would do is pop your foam there. You take that stamp back. Let's go back with that stamp. And let's go on with our ink. And then you would just stamp your ink onto there. And you can see now that's already onto that flower forming foam. And then all you would do is cut each individual petal out, pop that onto your heat appliance, so whether it be a domestic iron or your travel craft iron or whatever it is that you do, and then you would shape them. So that's being coloured in using inks, and then it's been shaped, and then they've been individually put together with some stems in the middle. But look how glorious that looks. So yes, you absolutely can. I think that's a great way, and that's why I've purposely fetched this one out, just to show you that those, and it's got that lovely 3D feel. You can see, look at the depth and dimension that you get with that. Amazing. It's just glorious. So yes, definitely try that. If it's something you've not tried, Get it out, try it, and honestly, you'll love them. No matter what petals you use, that flower forming foam, you will know the difference. The quality of that foam is outstanding. So I'll just pop that back there for a second and go back to what I was going to show you. So again, I've just coloured them in, and I haven't been precise with this. I've just literally popped some on there. And all you do then, Derek, is you place your die over the edge, and it's been designed to fit over that petal so that when you run it through your machine, they come out each individual one like this. So I've cut this multiple times, and you can see I've got all them ready for my flower to put together. So I'll just move that to one side for a second. I've also done my leaves as well, Derek.
Which red are you using there, Debbie?
So these two are our water reactive, and it's pine tree and Bordeaux.
Oh, so the bottom one is like a brownie kind of colour,
yes,
is it?
Yes. We've gone a little bit darker, so we've used the darker red for this particular one. But depending on the colour that you want to go for, Derek, it's entirely up to you. It's a colour choice, isn't it, when it comes to lilies? What kind of lilies, colours do you have then, Derek? Do you just have the bright pink ones?
I've got the pink ones. I have some white ones, and I remember planting them when my dad came to see us, and we did them, and to varying degrees of success. So some white ones, and they all have to be outside because I've got cats inside, so they all have to be outside. So I've got the pink ones, got the white ones, and then I've got some that are kind of like an orange, and they go out to yellow, I think. The daylilies, they're called. They're the ones that literally like pop up. They spend a long time growing, and then they flower, and you see the flower for literally like a day or two, and then they die back. So you have to catch them while you can. They are lovely though. I love lilies.
I love lilies.
You have to watch out for the lily beetles, though.
Yes.
Like little red varmints, they are.
Now, Derek, I don't know if you've seen, I've got my sponge back out, and I've got my ball tool, because everybody thinks that you just use it for the flower forming foam. Oh, no. You can do it with your paper as well. So this is my cardstock that I'm using, and you can see now I've got that shape straight away with little effort as well. So I'm just taking my ball tool and running that across to give that petal its shape. So yes, use your foam, use your ball tools, not just for your foam. Use it with your cardstock as well, and it acts and it gives it that lovely, so you can shape them with ease, very, very simply. Sometimes I used to do it in my hand, Derek, but it takes a little bit of time when you're doing it in your hand. Pop it onto your foam, give it a shape, couple of seconds, and you've got it all ready. Very, very easy to do. So everything's all ready now to pop together.
Love it.
So that's my beautiful lily done. I'm just going to bring in my cardstock because I want to show you what else I've done here, using those beautiful butterflies as well. So the butterflies here, I've just taken a piece of Centura Pearl. Let me just hold that, and I can tell you the size for this one, because I'm making a bigger card this time, Derek. So this one is a 6 3/4 inch square, and I popped my two dies, so my two butterfly dies. Debbie, what have you done with them again? Here they go. There we go. Let me get my butterflies back out. So I've placed them and popped them onto my cardstock. So I'll put one down in the corner and the other one on the other corner. Yeah. And ran that through my machine. Now that gives me two beautiful butterflies, what I want to use. But what it also does is creates a lovely little background as well, so that you can put some different colour underneath, I'm choosing gold for this one, quite a bit bold, but you can use it as a silhouette without having to use those. If you don't want to use those, you don't have to. However, you can also place them back in, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring my 7x7 card blank in. I'm going to pop on my tape pen. So
love that gold in the background, because you always think of gold generally for festive projects, don't you?
Oh no, absolutely not. You can use gold any time of the year. Debbie, make sure you've got your card the right way around. There we go. So again, I'm just going to place that in central. There we go. Absolutely fabulous. And then I'm going to place this. Now, another thing you could do with this to create an aperture is you could have a little bit of a shaker element going off the background as well if you wanted to. Just use those segments there. Yeah. You could put quite a few on and get lots of, that'd look fabulous. Popping quite a few on there to create those apertures as well. That would look fabulous. So again, I'm going to use my tape pen all the way around. Let's just get that all the way. Pop a little bit down in that corner and that corner. And just place that on the top. Actually, let me just check, Derek. Yes, it's a good job I checked. And I've had an upside down back to front card again. In fact, it probably would have been a fabulous one to show, because I'm always doing that, always getting it the wrong way around. But there you go. Look how fabulous that looks already. And then we're going to build up our flower. So I am going to bring in the wet glue this time because I want to get these into shape. So if I use the hot glue gun, absolutely fine. You've got a bit of time to get it into place. But I'm going to use our 3D Calla glue for this one. And again, all you're going to do now is pop your flower together and make this. So let me pop in the centre quite a nice big blob of the wet glue, and then I'm just going to feed each petal into that glue and get that all set up. So let's offset it a little bit, and it gives you a bit of time as well, Derek, to get them into place. So without too much effort, I can just place those in, and there you go. That now gives me that time to get it where I want to get it. There we are, pop that in. There we are. And then again, I'm just going to place now underneath. I'm going to pop through the background. Let's just swiggle those through into the background as well. So pop that down. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other two as well. Butterfly, stay there. I don't want you just yet. There we go. And then again, just place that underneath. And there you can see all coming together and looking. I mean, again, I'm keeping it nice. And I say clean and simple, but not, you know, a lot of people think you've got to have fancy backgrounds all the time. Sometimes a little bit of plain works just as well. Let me bring in my pen. I'm just going to pop in the middle, a little bit of a pearl going off in the centre there. If I can pick it up. Come on, Debbie. Come on, girl, get that picked up. Oh, it's on a little... Do you know, Derek, sometimes I do wonder about myself. You know, you didn't see that invisible sponge?
Yeah.
I didn't see me invisible acetate that I popped it on. What am I like? Yeah. Oh, I've said it. Oh, do you know what am I? Oh, no, I'm doing it again. What am I like? I've got to stop saying it. Let's just pop that into the centre. And there you go. That's my lily coming together. And apart from, I'll add a little bit of a bow. Let's bring my hot glue gun back into play. Pop me a little bit of a bow just in the corner. And then I'm going to place those butterflies, Derek, that I was talking about. I'm going to place my butterflies back in. So I'm going to pop a little bit of hot glue into the centre. There we go. And I'm only going to pop it in because I want my wings to lift out. So I'm almost making this like one of those dies that doesn't directly cut through, if that makes sense.
Yes.
If I pop my right butter. Do you know, it would help to put the right butterfly in the right place. There you go, Debbie. Let's just move that, get rid of the string. And then lastly, pop that in there. And, oh, I know what it needs. It needs a sentiment. It needs a sentiment. And as if by magic, Derek, as if by magic, we've got some simple sentiments. And these are really beautiful. I'm going to take these out so you can see these. But look, the script on these are fabulous. I've already die cut one out and popped it onto a Xyron. Nearly got that bit wrong. Used that bit of glitter card that matched the background. And I'm just going to pop that on just into there. And we're talking... a nice congratulations card for whatever occasion. Let's pop that up a little bit. Let me lift that up and get that into place before I stick you down. There we go, Derek. And again, I've made my beautiful lily. Use those beautiful butterflies and look how gorgeous that looks. Very clean and simple, kept it nice and plain in the background, but you could use your embossing folders in the background if you wanted to. But again, just really, really clean, classy, simple, beautiful collection, fabulous price too. I can't get over that price of absolutely everything. It is a fabulous price.
It is. I mean, it is exceptional. And what it gives you in terms of breadth of project, again, is the secret, as it always is here at Crafters Companion. You know, that's how it works. So, quick recap on the full collection here, because it's very, very busy for the full collection. If you look on the left-hand side on our graphics, by the way, you can see the prices that things should be. And if you look there, that we should be looking at nearly £96, nearly, what is it, $113. We're talking £65 or $76. And remember, that is all of the 4 bundles. So it's the flower forming, it's the flower dies, it's those stamps and those border and ornate dies there as well. Plus that simple sentiments die that comes as a bit of a bonus with the main bundle as well. It's absolutely beautiful. And as Debbie says, I mean, look, the font on those you get with love and congratulations is just adorable. Love, love, love. Right, now let's just recap the set that Debbie was just working with there, which is the beautiful lilies, the Calla lilies, and the butterflies together, just to show you the kind of breadth of the project that you can actually do with that. I mean, it's stunning because you get all of the different size petals. You get all of the stamps which have varying degrees of details to them as well. So I love the way, I think in the card that Debbie was showing actually just a moment ago, that you've actually got some of these which can kind of double, so that could be leaf fading, but that could be closed buds of lilies as well. As you can see up here, you can interpret them in two different ways, which I think is really, really lovely. Then you've got the Calla lily stems as well. And Calla lilies are just gorgeous. I mean, really, really beautiful. They're slightly slimmer. In fact, I'll just bring the image from the picture into your view, just so you can see. That's how a Calla lily generally looks. So you've got the stamp and the die to create all of that. Plus, you've got those two very, very gorgeous butterflies as well. Now, that's in that whole bundle together. Everything you've just seen there, those three different elements, the lilies, the Calla lilies, and the butterflies, £20, $21. I know. It's brilliant. Now, listen, while you go and have a little scoot around the website and see what's going on and get everything checked out that you want to, let's find out how, just for those people who are watching on the big telly on YouTube. But, you know, if you've got your gadget or your device with us, you can actually watch and shop all at the same time. It's magical. Here's how.
Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Thank you, lovely Joe. We're missing Joe as well, aren't we? He's back on Tuesday for you. Yes, I think it's Tuesday. Yes, because I'm here with you tomorrow and on Monday, which are going to be really, really exciting days. And then you've got pretty much the rest of the week with lovely Joe. Right, let's go back over some of the items that are on the show that are very, very important. Actually, any kind of flower forming. And once you start flower forming, that's it. It's like that famous crisp chip snack that you get. Once you pop, you can't stop. It's one of those, isn't it? So there are your moulding ball tools there, plus that wonderful sponge to do all of the shaping as well. £12.50, $16.50. Well worth having. You only ever need to buy it once. Something else you only ever need to buy once as well is the Petal Distress Toolkit, which is a two-part kit. It's really, really good. You've got the little finger canoe, as I call it, which rubs one way, and you've got the board with the ridges and the score lines in it, which sort of rubs the other way, and that's how you get your distressed petals. It's really, really good. £7.99, $12.95. We've also got your gilding waxes on today as well. They are on a bit of a nice little deal for you as well, 25% saving. So we've got lots of the colours in stock. We've got the King Gold, the Antique Gold, the Gold, the Renaissance, and we also have the gorgeous silver there as well. $8.99, $12.74 for those. So that's a 25% saving because they're normally £12 or $16.99. We've got the hot glue gun as well in stock today for you. If you want to stock up on that, you absolutely can. So if you haven't got a glue gun so far, there is yours. That's a UK only, of course, £8.50. We've also got the glue. I did see the glue sticks as well, which you can buy. I think if you shop the show, you will find those there as well. Now, storage is always really, really important. I think this is one of the best, most impressive storage bundles we've put together from, of course, our very own Totally Tiffany range, which is totally fabulous. These are really, really good. And actually, this bundle, I'm trying to find a way of sort of being able to show you just the brevity of everything. I won't be able to do it on the close-up, but from a distance there. Can you see just how versatile the different sizes are that you're getting here? So should we go from smallest to largest, and then we'll work our way up. So smallest would be this one. I love this. It's like a game of chess. So the smallest is this one. I'll have to try and keep track of the names. This is Shelley, isn't it, this one? this is what it says, Shelley, on the bottom. So I'm going to guess that it's right. And you've got some aqua tints in there. Obviously, they're not included. We're just sort of giving you a bit of an example of what you can do. But the great thing about the Totally Tiffany storage is, one, this one-touch fastening is super, super secure. But once you've got it open, it's kind of, you know, it is open, it's out of the way, and it's a really nice and neat, natty little storage for you. And they always come with these little loops at the end as well, so if you want to, you know, loop them up, hang them on a hook or something like that, you can. So that's the smallest one. Next one will be, what's your name? Dawn. Hello, Dawn, nice to meet you. This is Dawn. Dawn's a little bit bigger, and so she can store a little bit more in there. What have we got in here? I've never seen these before.
They're little ink pads.
Oh, are they?
Dew drop ink pads.
Oh,
yeah.
gorgeous. They look like little, what do you call them? Contact lens cases. But you can get lots and lots of goodies in those. Again, and remember, the top, once it's open, it's out of the way. It's not getting in your way. How many times when you get a storage and you've opened it, the lid flaps down, you're forever moving the flap out of the way. It drives you bonkers, doesn't it? And again, the more you've got in these, you can actually, you know, you can put taller things in it and seal it higher, or if you've got shorter things in, you can actually seal it a little bit tighter as well. So that's Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Thank you very much. Next is, now who are you? Oh, it's the bag with no name. It could be Gail. Hello, Gail. I think you're Gail anyway. Let me just check the others to make sure. There's Katia. And who's that? That's Terry. Yeah, so this must be Gail by default. Okay, so Gail is a little slimmer, but she's a little taller. Can you see? So you can get lots and lots of goodies in there. Well, you give them female names and you start talking to them anthropomorphically, don't you? You know, like you give character traits to cats and dogs. Well, if you're going to call storage after a lady, then you're going to describe her in ladylike terms, aren't you? Again, the general gist of the Totally Tiffany storage is the fact that you can see everything that's in there. There's nothing worse, isn't there? Thinking, which bag did I put so-and-so in? And you have to root through right the way to the bottom of, you know, big, dark, cavernous bags. Now, where should we go next? We'll have, who were you again? I'd forgotten your name. Forgive me. It's always on the bottom as well, isn't it? I've had to look at her bottom to get her name. It's Terry. Hello, Terry. Step forward. Now, Terry's great for your markers, obviously, as you can see. We've got they're illustrators in there, aren't they? Yes. So we've got some illustrators, but you can also get your tri-blends in there. I don't have any with me right now, but it extends out to your tri-blends. Now, I knew, again, with Totally Tiffany, when it's open, you see it opens completely, and that flap then gets out of your way, so you can easily get in to your illustrators or your tri-blends as well. And again, with this one, nice and easy to seal down, and you've got the little carry handle at the top as well, so it's very easy to move around. And finally, it's Katia. Step forward, Katia. She's the largest, she's the most capacious of this lovely little bundle. That's how I knew her name. See, yours won't have that written on there. That's just for for presenters with bad memories like me. So again, with this one, you've got the full one-touch fastening all the way, and when you open at the end, so nothing's falling out of the end. So you've got little elements in there; they're not going to be tumbling around all over the place. And they've got the little sort of plastic inserts that you just sort of fold them and put them together, or not if you want. If you wanted that to just be one big storage solution, then it absolutely could be. Storage solution. Listen to me, I sound like a walking catalogue, don't I? So there you go. So you get that one, you get that one, you get that one, you get that one, and you also get that one. Now I feel like I'm on a market stall. But you get all of that, £22.36, $32.76. That's going to get your storage started, isn't it? And that's storage on the move as well. So if you craft from room to room, as a lot of people do, as I know I will be doing as well, then they are totally fabulous from Totally Tiffany. Now, something else that you definitely need in your life is one of these. Because if you're having a bit of a moment with your crafting at the moment where you think, oh, I don't know, what shall I move on to next? I've done a lot of so-and-so recently. I need some new ideas. Then you need this in your life, and it's Crafter's Inspiration. And that tiny little price there of $9.99, you might be thinking, well, that's a bit more than I'm used to spending on a magazine. But my word, does it pay back in spade loads, Debbie?
Absolutely, it does. It really does. Honestly, when you talk about inspiration, and I'm one that goes out and have a little look around there, and I've seen some magazines. I've bought some magazines. Pretty pricey, I know they can be, but they have these promises of free gifts and what they've got in there. But sometimes you get them out, Derek, and they're not the best. I know though, with our inspiration, we literally want to give you as much crafters inspiration as possible, and also some good quality items in here that you can use time and time and time again. And they're not going to fall to bits. They're not going to be things that you have to throw in the bin after a couple of uses. These are our, as you expect from Crafters Companion, the best quality at affordable prices as well. But it's a great box. It comes in a presentation box. It absolutely is fabulous. You've got all that inspiration straight away. And what you have in here is 74 projects straight away to get that crafty mojo going. Now, one thing I am going to say to you is do what I do, and I can't believe we're on issue 27, but I've got all of my magazines starting right back at the very beginning, well before I worked for Crafters Companion, because I love them. They are what I call all thriller, no filler magazine. They are absolutely jam-packed full, and by that I mean it is full of inspiration, step-by-step guides, absolutely fabulous. You've got all the inspiration on the front. You get a lovely little welcome note, and when we talk about that all thriller no filler bit, it means there's no adverts in here. There's nothing in here that's going to come that you're going to absolutely detest and have to throw half of it into the bin.
What, no full page adverts for those trousers that I would never wear?
None at all, none at all. But straight away, let me just move this into shot so you can see it. Talks about what you're getting in your craft kit, because when I talked about going back to those other magazines that I've had, they don't give you anywhere near the quality that we give you. We've got a fabulous distress floor corner die in this, and this is a really beautiful die, an outline die that is gorgeous. We've also got in here a gorgeous stencil, a gradation dotty stencil, this is called, Derek. Perfect for all your inks, your texture paste, your glitter paste, your mediums that you want to pop through a stencil. Don't forget you can also emboss with your Gemini cardstock by using this as an embossing folder, and our lovely Debbie did a little show just last week where she showed you how to use it. And then we've got a lovely stamp in here, and I say a stamp, it is a sentiment background stamp set, so you'd be forgiven the thinking we've got lots and lots of different sentiments on there. Let me just bring in a piece of white cardstock so you can see it a little. Oh, that's better. Bit of blue cardstock or white cardstock, whichever takes your fancy. You think that that is all a set of sentiment stamps. It's actually one stamp that you can snip into or use as a background, do all your things like embossing techniques onto there, lots of different things with your pigment inks and all your different kind of inks that you can do. But I just think that's an absolutely fabulous stamp set. So that's your craft kit telling you what you can do. We've also got in here six digital stamp downloads. Gosh, guess 650 elements, Derek, is what it is that you get in digital downloads. Very, very simple to do. It explains step by step and how to download your files. And in here we've got Garden of Love, we've got Interspace, which I just think is fabulous. We've got Patchwork Rose, we've got Whatever the Weather, again, fabulous. Look how cute it is, it's so cute. And then we've got things like Wanderlust and some digi stamps in there that you can colour too. But this is where it comes into its own, Derek. Step-by-step instruction. This is what you can do using this craft kit. This is called the Botanical Bliss, and our lovely Natalie has taken step-by-step instructions, skill level, time, what you need, absolutely everything. Even pictures for you to follow, Derek, which I just think is absolutely fab. And again, lots of different card stocks, lots of different style cards, just really fabulous. Got another little section there about Crafty World. Then we've got lovely quick and easy crafting with the digi downloads. Look how gorgeous these are. I love Whatever the Weather. It's one of my favorites. It's so cute. But again, everything that's coming up new, little segment in there as well. But again, showing you how you can do things, Derek, like, and if I just take this back, using that using that die again, but showing you how you can do lots of different things. Look, there's even a little take a break in there.
Oh, and a Sudoku as well. Brilliant.
Do you know what this is perfect for, Derek? Bit of relaxation. Get yourself a cuppa, just sit there and watch and enjoy. It really is a fabulous magazine. And there's lots of things in there. There's even a little bit
Debbie,
about
stop.
line.
Debbie, stop. 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 Shh, stop. She's told you far too much, far too much. The only thing that's missing from this, there's not a full page advert for one of those baths, you know, that has like a winch or a door on the front. There's no slippers in there from 1942. There's nothing. I mean, there's no double glazing in there. It's not full of things that are completely and utterly irrelevant. It's not trying to sell you makeup or anything like that as well, is it? It's not trying to do any of that. And there are competitions in here. Did Debbie tell you about the competitions? There are wonderful giveaways, like full collection giveaways. Now I've started. Debbie started. Now I've started. Put it away. Stop. You get yours right now, $9.99 or $19.95. It's absolutely amazing. It's brilliant. Do you know the free stuff that you're in there? If we had the free stuff on the show one by one with its item numbers and prices, it'd be way more than $9.99. Way more. Right, let me show you some textured cardstock. I have got, oh, now, you want the brights, don't you? Oh, that's not what it says on mine. Anyway, right, let's start with the brights then. It's fine, I've got them all. I've got them all. Here they are, the 8x8 textured cardstock. The textured cardstock is just delicious. Let me just give you a little flavour of the gorgeous colours. I love that kind of mustardy yellow. It's beautiful. Lovely oranges. And then you've got the reds there. Oh, how bright and beautiful is that red? And actually, if you remember my picture of my lily that we started the show, whoa, that's very stark, isn't it? You need your sunglasses on for that one, don't you? It's beautiful. So you've got that. That would be great for your lilies. Or fabulous for, oh, there's the Crafter's Companion Purple. That has to be there, of course. I never know which way to flick these things. Then you've got the wonderful blues, which are really, really gorgeous. And then something slightly deeper as well. So they really are bright and beautiful, aren't they? I think I need one of these. I'm sure Christine's got some. 8x8, $11.99 or $15.96 on that one. Now we've got some different selections for you as well. Let's start with, should we start with neutrals? Let's start with, because neutrals are very, very important, aren't they? Because they are kind of like your go-to, aren't they? For natural sort of organic-like projects. And look at the colours. You can see rich chocolate browns, and then they're getting lighter to the more sort of caramel tones, and then lighter again. Oh, that's a delicious colour, isn't it? That's wonderful. And then, so you get lots and lots and lots of different choices. Now, if you're doing sort of your stamping, where it's your stamping and your cutting, your die cutting in various layers, it's great to have different shades in there as well. So you can even go to your monochromes as well, so your blacks and your whites. And the texture on this, I know you can't really kind of see it on the screen. In fact, a white would be the worst to show you. But look, I don't know if I can get that a little bit closer actually. Can you see it's almost like, oh gosh, sorry Trudy, I'll show you that card in a second. You've got that wonderful, it's almost like a linen texture through there. It's absolutely beautiful, really, really nice. Now, would I stamp straight onto a textured cardstock, Debbie?
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah?
Yep, absolutely. So it's not textured where it's that raised that you can't get the stamp image onto there.
No.
It's got that fine texture to
Yeah.
it. It's got that real lovely, like you said, that linen feel to it, but you can stamp on there, you can heat emboss onto there, you can die cut into it, you can use it for a whole variety of different things. It is by far our most popular paper pads that we do, because it's not just paper, it's that heavyweight. It's virgin on to heavyweight cardstock at 230 G.
Yeah, 230, yeah.
So it's
lovely.
great for construction as well.
Lovely. So that's neutrals. Let me show you pastels, which is very tempting even from a distance actually. Actually, you see the way it blends in beautifully with the Lily collection. You kind of feel like, and it goes with the flower forming foam colours in the Lily collection as well, doesn't it? Let me just grab the Lily collection flower forming foam, and then you put that pastels together. That's kind of going to work, isn't it? So you might want this if you're going for the Lily collection. So here are the different colours that we've got. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Lily collection green, isn't it? Just amazing. And then lots and lots of different shades. So if you're cutting out your petals, as we were earlier for the lily, you've got lots and lots of different choices of colours. And then you've got your aquas and your blues and your soft lilacs there, working to deeper sort of purples, but staying pastel as well. But they're not wishy-washy pastel. I think sometimes the word pastel, people think, oh no, it's too wishy-washy for me. But look, they're nice, strong, defined colours. I mean, look at that for a lovely sort of gorgeous, almost peachy tone, isn't it? And then they work up to gorgeous, bright kind of sunflower yellows. Beautiful. I love that. $11.99, $15.96. Usually the thing that people buy in 2s or 3s or 4s, by the way, because there's one for stroking and admiring, and there will, or maybe 2 or 3 for stroking and admiring, and there's the one that you begrudge using, but you go, oh, go on then. I've got a spare one. I'll start using that because they're absolutely beautiful. I know that's how it goes because that's how it's going to go for me as well, Debbie. Exactly the same way. It will.
Oh.
Hello, Debbie.
Sorry, I were a mile away then, Derek.
You know why?
You'll have to excuse. I were relaxing is what I was doing.
You know
I was
why?
just chilling over here.
My voice and Debbie Robinson, she after a while, after I've been speaking for a while, she's like, oh, just listening.
No. I tell you what it is about your
look.
voice. I've told you before, it's got that lovely relaxing tone. And I was just like this here waiting because I was
Like
listening to you and I'm
melting
like, oh
chocolate.
my days, you've got such a beautiful voice, Derek, you really have.
Bless you.
Talking of beautiful, what else have we got that's beautiful on the show? Now, for me, not just beautiful, it's a very useful couple of tools to have in your crafty stash. And if there was one thing I was going to say that you definitely need to have as a core tool, would be a great scoreboard. We've given you a great scoreboard that also doubles up as a box maker as well. So this for me is a definite must have. So you get your lovely Scoremaster, fabulous size as well, and it comes in increments. So we have increments of 8 on this side, inches, sorry. Debbie, what you like. Inches on this side, and we've got sentiments on this side. Yours won't come with a black mark down the line, can I just say? The only reason I have a black mark on mine is because when I'm doing lots of different folds, so not just is it a great scoreboard, but when I'm doing a different kind of fold, I've got a visual. So yours won't come with a black one, it'll be completely all purple. It'll come with a ball tool as well, which attaches into the top, so it means it's great for traveling as well. And then, yeah, like I said, you've got your inches and you've got your centimetres, depending on what you work on. But right at the very bottom, this is where the magic is for this box maker. You've got a box lid measurements on this side, and you have a box base measurements on this side too. So, and that's on both sides, not just on one. So it works on that side too. So if you love your inches, that's the side to work from. If you like your centimetres, then that's the side to work from. And it is absolutely fabulous. So have we got time to run up a quick box? Oh,
yeah, why not?
Absolutely fabulous. That's exactly what I'll do. So I'm going to make a really big box though, because I haven't trimmed any paper, I haven't trimmed any cardstock down to size. But I'll make a real big, deep box. We'll go 2 inches, Derek. So I'm going to use first of all box lid. And I'm taking my tool down to the bottom so I know that I'm going to have this as my 2 inches all the way around, Derek. So it literally is very, very easy to use. I can't stress how easy this is to use, Derek. It's, you know, it's probably the best bit of tool that I have in my kit. Dare I say that? With all our wonderful things that we have on our catalogue. But this is a definite must-have. It's a definite one to have. Great scoreboard. Look how simple that was to get my box lid sorted. That's my box lid. I'm going to take another piece. This time I'm moving over to the other side of the board. So this is the box base side. And again, working from here, I know that now I'm working all the way up. I'm taking that up to the butt of the board. Cardstock goes up to the butt, and we just run up to the top and back down again. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. Let's just bring that back down. Butt up to that paper up to that butt of that board. I'm going to have to think of a better way to describe that because there we go. Pop that back down. And again, all the way around, all 4 sides. You've done that side, Debbie, already. You don't need to do it again. Run that back down.
So is it a different measurement on the base then?
It's a
and
very
the board
clever.
works that out for you?
The board works it out for you. It's visible to the eye, not on the camera, but it's a smaller gap here. So a box lid has to go over the base.
Yeah.
So that is a bigger gap here. It's all being calculated. Sarah and her dad worked this beautiful equipment out. Let me just, where's my tool gone? There it is, Debbie. Let's just score those down, give it a nice burnish. And we're talking everything being worked out for you. You don't have to do any of that measurements. I love making boxes, and I'm keeping this really simple for this demonstration, but you can use this box maker for lots of different style boxes. You can do your pizza boxes on here, your treasure boxes on here. There's a great couple of DVDs. I know they're not on the show, but go and check the website out that you can use with your Scoremaster. And honestly, Derek, they're utterly fabulous. They literally give you so much inspiration on how you can use these. And I'm, like I said, I'm just going to make this really quick. So again, just take out my little corners. But how simple was that to pop?
Well,
all my score lines in.
Almost too simple. Do you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it's that easy that you think, oh gosh, why is it every time I need a box for a little present, you run out to a store and you spend, well, stupid amounts of money, and it's never really what you wanted it to be. Do you know what I mean? It's never really quite the colour or quite the look or quite the match to the gift that you want or whatever it may be. You're limited to the choice they actually have in that particular shop. And it's so difficult, isn't it? Some things are so difficult to wrap. I mean, I'm a boy. We really don't like wrapping anything. So you need a box that is exactly the right size. In fact, let's keep our eye on what Debbie's doing, because I don't want to miss a thing here, because I've never seen this before, Debbie.
Honestly, Derek, it's just everything's been worked out. Like I said, Sarah and her dad worked all those measurements out. Well, her dad will take the credit for it because he was the genius behind there. But honestly, so easy to use. I mean, I've got a really deep box space already going off there. And again, I'm just taping, using my tape pen. Don't forget, this is super strong glue as well. Absolutely strong glue. So if I just pop that all together, and all I'm doing is literally folding my flap, my straight edge to that corner. So my flap, straight edge to the corner, and that's repeated all the way around there. It's so easy to use. Now I've just got to remember which is my base and which is my lid, Derek. Because I normally, when I'm at home, I actually write on, oh, there we go. Look how fabulous that is. How simple, how quick, how easy was that to make, where I've got my base and my lid ready to go. Now you'd imagine, like you just said, Derek, in your different colour cardstocks, you could use it with your textured cardstock, glitter cardstock, having a couple of different colours on there, but very simple to use. And then as if that's not enough for making boxes, we've got our Envela Box Creator as well. Really easy to use. It comes with an instruction guide as well, with some simple measurements in there, but again, fabulous for making your own envelopes. No longer do you need to make a card that fits in an envelope. You can use an envelope to fit the card that you make, and that is why these two are... can I have a Debbie's deal today? Can I be cheeky and have a Debbie's deal? This is what I would go for, would be definitely these two. Tools of the trade, my dad always says, is the best thing to have. And he couldn't be, he's a wise old man, my pops, he is. But literally, they're definitely going to be tools that you're going to use time and time again in your crafting and make life so much easier, because we've done all the hard work for you.
They're absolutely brilliant, Debbie, and I hadn't seen either of those in operation before, so it's really good. It might be the same for you as well. Right, let's go back to our feature for today. The big feature for today, grab your popcorn, is the Nature's Garden Lily collection. So the full bundle is there for you, £65, $76. That's all of the elements that we've been showing you so far, plus so much more. So you've got the flower dies, of course, in there, the flower forming foam. You've got all of your stamps in there as well. It's the whole shebang, plus the bonus die as well, which is the simple sentiments in there. £65, $76. You're not only making a saving, but you're getting something else as well, which is really good. Now let's break it down into the smaller bundles here. Flower forming being really popular on the website today. So we've got the little trio for that there, which is the flower forming foam, the stamens, and of course the die to make the lilies as well. £20, $24. Really busy. Then we have your frame and border die collection, which again is really popular as well. I'm not surprised, since we saw the ornate lace die, isn't it, where you can actually take the ribbon, or indeed the flowers or other flowers that you want to have coming out of those spaces as well, because you could have that almost like as a garden fence background, couldn't you? It's beautiful. I don't mean garden fence, I mean like sort of, lace work, kind of trellising. That's the word I was looking for, not fence. Fence was a bit plain. £20, $24 gets you those beautiful frames and the border dies there. Nice little saving a quarter on that little bundle as well. Very nice indeed. Right, next up, we have got your lilies and butterflies, which is a gorgeous collection. Really lovely. So you've got the trios there of the lilies, the full-size lilies with the lily buds as well. You've got the Calla lilies, which is the smaller ones. And you have the butterflies as well. Beautiful stamp set there for you. £20 and $21. And finally, we have got your stamping and your embossing folder. A duo here as well at a price tag that is a bit irresistible, if you don't mind me saying. Absolutely irresistible, which are very, very nice indeed. Plus you get those lovely sentiment stamps in there as well. £10, £12.50. If that's the only thing you go for in the show, I tell you what, you will love. Love, love, love. And definitely now everyone's have the idea of the Avella box in their mind as well. It's like, oh yeah, I probably need that in my life as well. Listen, it's Saturday, it's the weekend, relax, enjoy your shopping and enjoy your crafting as well. That's what it's all about. Right, back to some gorgeous inspiration from our lovely Debbie. Where are we going this time, Debbie?
I'm going to use the, oh, I love this one. I can't have favourites, but I can really have some favourites. I love this frame. This is the ornate frame and corner die. Now I've taken it out so you can actually see just how big this die is. This is a big die, which means you can use this in multiple ways. It's a gorgeous, intricate die as well, but it's not just that frame, Derek. You've got this lovely corner one as well, this corner piece, which adds that lovely detail. So do you know when you want to just finish something off in the corner of your work? That's going to work beautifully. So a 2-part die, really big, really easy to use again. And I'm going to show you how to make your own card blank with this, Derek. So by that, I mean card blank. I'm going to make my own decorative card. This is where we're going. This is what we're going to make. So you can see by using this die, this is what you can create. A freestanding frame works beautifully with this die. So honestly, this part is just glorious. So simply take that off, pop that onto some white stamping card or your chosen cardstock of your choice. I'm using white stamping card because this is what I tend to use a lot of. And again, thin metal die. So the combination for your Gemini would be your plastic shim, your magnetic shim, and your other cutting plate, and you run that through. Now it may be, because it is an intricate die, it may mean that you need to add your metal shim, but one top tip I would always give you is do it without first, and if it cuts through, fabulous. If it doesn't and it needs a bit of an extra cut, then pop your metal shim in. But if you take a look now, I can see straight off there, Derek, that I don't need that. So let me just run that through there for a second. And now keep this part, because this part's going to come in handy when you want to use it as a little extra mat or layer. So pop that to one side, but I can see straight away, Derek, that this is cut out absolutely beautifully. So again, let's move those, take the plates, bring in my brush and die cleaner. There we go. Run that out there. Clean that all. Extra little tap just to get rid of the extra bits. Oh no, you're not going to flick it on floor, Debbie. You're not at home. Pop it in the bin. Pop it in the bin. Oh, I'm terrible. I think I sometimes forget, because when I'm down at Create and Craft, that's exactly what I do. I just scoot everything on floor because there's never a bin handy. You want a bin, there's never one there, Derek. But when I'm at home, I just literally flick onto the side and think I'll hoover up later. 6 weeks later, when I decide to get the hoover out, I'm under a mountain of snow. Oh, I know.
I know. Well, Craig posted a picture, didn't he, of his the back of his desk the other day, and I think he had I think when one bin was full, I don't know if he just went out and bought another bin, and then he's got this collection of bins, and he's like, well, when's the best time to empty them?
That was so funny.
That's a man who, yeah.
That's definitely a man thing. Because
definitely.
Debbie, when I fill my bin up, I just empty it. I go and empty it and then pop that in there. But no, I saw that picture and it did make me chuckle when I saw that. Now, if I just show you how beautiful that die cut, one pass of the machine, you saw me do that, and with the just stand, I mean, how beautiful is that? You imagine using this for popping a picture of your loved one behind there. How fabulous would that be? Absolutely gorgeous. Love that. But what you're going to do, Derek, is to get your card base, you're going to cut it out twice. So I've got my 2 frames all cut out, all ready to go. Now, one thing I would say is you want to give it a bit of strength. You don't want to, because if I just pop those 2 together, it'll be quite what I call a flippy floppy card. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you want to give it a little bit of an extra strength. So before I actually pop it together, I'm going to I've created myself a little bit of a mat using some cardstock, and this is just some of our luxury pink cardstock. And by that I want to just explain how I did it. I used this outside frame and drew around with a pencil and then cut it out with my scissors to create that perfect mat behind there. So what I'm going to just do is pop dotted tape pen just around the outside of that frame, And then I'm going to stick that onto the top and just match that. And that will fit perfectly around that frame. So if I just hold that there, you can see now. Oh, Debbie, just give that a little bit of a hold down. Now I've got it into place. There we go. So give that a nice stick down, and that means I've got my frame already. So that's my front part done, and I'm going to do exactly the same, but on the outer part I want it to be on the outside because I want that decorative bit in the front of my card. Does that make sense? On the inside?
Yeah.
So I did exactly the same with another bit of stamping card. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. Dotty tape pen just around this part of the frame, and I'm going to make sure I've got quite a bit on there. So you could use tacky glue. I wouldn't use a wet glue for this particular bit because it'll probably squeeze out absolutely everywhere. So I would use either a tape pen or tacky glue for that particular piece. And exactly the same, just going to pop that, and what that does is holds that into place, and that gives me nice frame, and it makes it, Derek, really nice and sturdy. Now there's two ways you can do this. You could have it fold in that way, and if you do, I would take your scoreboard and put a fold down there, but I'm just going to do it from the top. So again, I'm just going to stick down, and you match that up and marry that up at the top, and I'm just going to run it across the top part of this. So
oh, so the strength in the glue from the dotty tape pen will be more than enough for that.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Will. Absolutely it will. And don't forget the dotty tape pen, it just holds it into, it gets into the right area. Does that make sense? So again, I'm just going to hold that, lift that up. I'm going to have to pick it up with my eye, Derek, and do it that way. And then just marry each piece up. And just take a little bit of time to get that little piece right. And by that, I just mean get your pokey tool, place it into place before you hold it and stick it and commit it. There we go. And that means now I've got my lovely freestanding base all ready to go. So there you go. You can see now, all done. All right. So now we're just going to do a bit of decoration. Now, if you want to give it a little bit more of a back bit, when I say a back bit, a sturdy part there, you could take your score tool, so you know your scoreboard that we just did, you could score the back there as well. Like I did that first piece, they could do exactly the same. However, that's good to go. All I need to do is a bit of decoration, and you can see how lovely that looks already. And like I said, Derek, that could be either that way, or you could do stick down there and you could have it opening that way instead, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Completely and utterly.
Fabulous.
Debbie, while you're decorating, you're going to decorate now, aren't you? Can I just ask you a very, very quick question?
Yes, you can.
And apologies, Roberta, I flicked past it earlier, and I did actually have a little look myself, and I couldn't quite work it out, but I know Debbie will be able to work this out perfectly. Roberta's asking which colour of the gilding wax is closest to the rose gold. And I was trying to look at them to the eye. To me personally, I think it was for me, it was the Renaissance, because it had just that little bit more of a, was it Renaissance? Yeah, Renaissance.
Is it Empire or a Renaissance?
Do we have Empire today?
I've got Empire over here.
Let me see if we've
So I've got Empire in my hand, Eric.
Okay.
And the Empire. Oh, Debbie, what have you done
for
with
me,
your
the
top?
Empire was a little more.
It's
bright,
more of a
bright goldy.
Yes.
So that's Empire.
Yeah.
And then this one is that's the antique, which is slightly more coppery, because of course rose gold is a bit coppery, isn't it? That's in reality that's the Renaissance as well, by the way. So I don't know, what do you think, Debbie? Personally,
so that goes with rose gold. I think I'd go with King Gold. I think I'll go with King Gold. Have you got King Gold in your hand?
No. Hang on.
Let me get my golds. That's a good question. It is
a good question, because I think it will be King, actually. Have you got an open?
I've got King Gold here. Personally, myself, this is just my personal preference.
Yeah.
I think King Gold would be the one for you.
Yeah.
So what's the lady's name again?
It is Roberta.
Roberta, that's my personal, what I reckon would work beautifully with your rose gold collection. Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. Now, I know that pot will last you a very, 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 very long time. And I say very, 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 very long time. It really is a great one to have, the gilding waxes. But definitely, my personal preference, my preference would be King Gold.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, everyone's picking up an awful lot from this show, Debbie, as well. I'm just looking through the comments right now. Deborah's saying, absolutely love box making. It's very therapeutic, because we're talking about it's National Relaxation Day today. Love to Cruise on YouTube says, I actually bought 2 sizes of the boards, another collection to my CC crafting tools, as are the 2 sizes of the guillotine. Lol. Sonia says the Envelobox stays on my right hand of my desk because I use it all the time. Marlene on YouTube says about the enveloper and the scoreboard, I make every envelope myself out of nice paper. I find our beautiful cards can't be put in ordinary white envelopes. A special card needs always a special envelope. And Lisa says, this is why I love CC so much. Great products, great value, and great people to help demonstrate. It's very, very kind as well. Lots of people raving about the Crafters Inspiration magazine as well. We were asking what you thought your favourite thing was about the magazine, actually. And Mary on YouTube says the favourite thing in the magazine is the ideas that stay right there on the page so I can look over it to make it. Plus so many goodies, and that's so true. They're all on the show, by the way, today. Look at that, Debbie, what a masterpiece.
There you go, and that was very simple. That's just white stamping card, Derek, cut out twice with that beautiful frame. So you cut that out twice. I've just done that little bit of matte and layering on the back, so when I take that up now, you can see that beautiful design is on the inside as well. But that's a freestanding frame now, and also I've just had a couple of the little butterflies and the With Love from that Simple Sentiments collection. And all I did on that middle part was I lifted it off using one of our foam pads. Craig will be really proud of me. I used a foam pad to lift that off there, and again, look how simple and stunning that is. And I've not used any lilies, I've not used any flowers, I've not used any colours other than a bit of pink and white, and look how gorgeous that looks. I want you to think about this collection. We talk about the lily collection and you think instantly florals, flowers,
yes,
colours. What I want you to think about, and this is me serious Ed, because I always like to think about a bit of versatility. I'm one of those girls who likes a little bit more for me money.
Yes.
I'm one of them. And this is exactly what this collection is, because there's elements in here that don't scream of lilies straight away. The floral parts do, but all these other elements that you can use in your crafting, time in, time out, year in, year out, different occasions, this is going to be one that you use. I mean, look how gorgeous that is, using that frame to make your own cards. Imagine having to go out and buy a pretty card like that already made. It would cost you a few pennies.
Yes, it certainly would. You're so right. And listen, I know that you probably have, well, I say probably, there's no probably about it. If you like the kit that we've seen today and the lovely lilies, you're going to have other flower dies, aren't you, for building up bigger floral collections as well, nice summer gardens and whatever. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Now, listen, we've had a picture, haven't we? We've had a picture of somebody else's lilies. We have. Let's find. Oh, now then, Ray, beautiful.
Oh my!
That's
they're stunning. Is that one of them star?
It's beautiful.
I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to.
Sarah said, by the way, earlier, she sent in another message on Facebook. She thinks my lily looks like Acapulco lily, which is called Lilium Acapulco. But she Googled that, so she's not entirely sure. But that sounds good to me. Yeah, that's my Acapulco over there. I'll show it off proudly to the world. Right, okay, let us look through our bundles then from this lily collection. So first one is the flower forming bundle. So with that, you get the Lily Garden flower forming foam. You also get the stamens and you get the die to cut out the lilies there as well, which is really, really lovely. £20 or $24 on that one, which is really, really beautiful. It's good, it's nice, isn't it? Actually, we did have a question about how to attach the stamens, so I'll ask Debbie about that as well. I know that question comes up quite a lot actually when we do flower forming. Now, let me show you the frame and the border collection, and I love the way that we just used that frame as well to build up a card in its own right. In fact, it was the other one, wasn't it? It was the other die. It was this die, wasn't it, that we used just to create. And those have got their beautiful corners. So you've got that one, which is called the ornate frame, and then you've got this one, which is the lace border. And the lace border was the one that we used earlier. Oh yeah, that's the one. Honestly, I've got such a short memory. This is the one where Debbie was threading the ribbon up through those little slots there that are built into the die. It's lovely. So both of those, £20, $24, and you're going to get both of those. So a nice quarter saving there as well. We also have the wonderful, wonderful lily stamps, which are here, stamp and die set with the lovely lilies. In fact, 2 different types of lily as well. So you've got the main big bold lily, and I love this because it also gives you the unopened lily buds as well, because they are just as beautiful as they kind of progress. So you've got all of the stamps there with the varying degrees of details. You've got the dies to cut out the leaves and the petals themselves, plus the buds there. So you've got the lilies. You've also got the Calla lilies, which are absolutely beautiful. Let me bring that Calla lily into shot so you can see that, because I think we forget about those beautiful little trumpets that are Calla lilies. You've also got the 2 butterflies in that collection, £20, $21. We've also got the stamp and emboss set as well. Oh, I need to be an octopus today. I need about five more arms. So in this little collection, I know it's a massive collection, it's brilliant. I mean, if you go for the full bundle, the immensity of what you're getting is just awesome. So with this one, you've got the embossing folder, of course, which is your decadent lilies, and you also have the stamps as well. So they're the words of love, and there are lots and lots of different occasions for that one as well. £10, £12.50. Everything I've just shown you is in the big collection, which we've got the details on the screen for as well. Remember, you get the little extra. Nice to have a little extra, isn't it? So if you're buying the larger bundle, you also get the simple sentiments dies in there as well, which is with love and congratulations. All of that for £65, $76. It is amazing. Keep your comments coming in, by the way. We want to know how you relax, because it's National Relaxation Day today. How do you figure out, here's a good question from Patricia actually. How do you figure out what size to cut your paper to make a box? Which is a good question actually. So, right. So if I want to make, let's make this dead simple. If I want to make a 4-inch square box, what size of piece of paper do I need to start with?
So if you're going to make, this is how I work when I'm using how to make my boxes, and it depends on the depth that you want to go. So for this box, I'm just going to bring this back in for a second. I actually used 2-inch depth with an A4 sheet to give me this box, and it measures at, let me just get this right, it measures at just over 4 by 8. So if you're making a card at that size, which would be unusual, but if you're making a card at that size, that's what that would fit in there, and then you could add things like your flower forming and transport that really nice and neatly. However, when I'm thinking about my boxes, and like you just said, 4 by 4, depending on how deep you want that to be. So if you wanted it to be 1 inch, I work on that. I need 4 by 4, but I take a little bit more, because don't forget, if you did 4 by 4 and put a 4 by 4 card in there, it would be too tight. So thinking this 4 by 4 card already made up. So I do think of 4 and add a little 1/2 inch, so that'd be 4.5, thinking of that, and then 5 because I'm adding another 1/2 inch on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like a seam allowance.
But then I want to think about the depth that I'm going with my box. So if I'm having 1 inch, I'd add an extra inch on and an extra inch on. So what would that work it out at? So 4, 4.5, 5, 6, 7. So that would be where I'd start, 7 inches. And then exactly the same. So I'd cut my cardstock 7 inches by 7 inches, and then I'd measure 1 inch all the way around all 4 sides on the lid side, and 1 inch on the base side, the box base side, 1 inch all the way around all 4 sides. That will then fit in your 4 by 4 card perfectly. Does that make sense, Derek?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. So you need to do a little bit of maths beforehand.
Yeah.
Is there like a guide that comes with that roughly tells you?
So,
or do we go to a video?
I would go to Crafters TV YouTube tutorials. Our lovely Sarah's done, I think she's done a masterclass on the scoreboard. Absolutely check that out. However, there are some fabulous DVDs on the website with lots of different projects, not just boxes, cards, things like crazy concertina cards, which sounds crazy, but it's a great big card that folds out using the scoreboard. So think about what you want to make. Grab yourself a DVD. They're about 10, I think about 10 to 14 pounds. I can't remember what they are on the website. Just go and check that out. But honestly, fabulous way. You've got downloadable instructions. But if you want any tutorials, go over to Crafters TV on our YouTube, and you'll be able to find them on there.
Brilliant. Right, okay, so I realise that time is running away from us, Debbie, so what are you going to squeeze in before we go?
Oh, it is. I wanted to cram 2 more in, Derek. I've got 2 more planned. So I'm going to use the Calla lily stem for this one. I love this. Again, a different type of lily. We've just seen that beautiful stargazer lily. I thought it was that. It's got that beautiful feel to it. It's just a beautiful flower. But again, this is a stamp and die set. I'm also going to be using the embossing folder. So although this is not in the set, is this one of the singles, Derek? I think this is a single, isn't it? You can buy it on its own. Am I right in thinking?
Which one is it called?
This is the Decadent Lilies embossing folder, 3D embossing folder, and I do believe you can get that as well.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to use this part as well, and I'm also going to use some of the stamps, the word of love stamps. Now, first things first, how easy is this to use? Well, you saw me use earlier on where I stamped, and I'm using some of this texture cardstock, where I stamped out the image because we've got the stamp to stamp on. And you know, you were asking if you could stamp onto texture cardstock, Derek?
Yeah.
That's been stamped with it. It's already been done. And then it's got a matching die. So you've got your matching die for each single stamp. So corresponding, so you can have little ones, medium, bigger than medium, large. And now again, all you're going to do is place that over the edge, and it fits around there perfectly to cut that out, and that's what you get when you've cut it out. However, you could cut out first and then stamp onto the top if you feel more comfortable with that particular way. Now that is the stem that's being cut, and exactly the same where we have that beautiful petal as well. So the petal on there, let me just bring this in, is here, and again it just now is all die cut ready. I've not added any inks, I've just used one of the textured cardstock again, Derek. I'm trying to remember what it was called then. And I'm going to put this together. Now I'm going to bring back in my ball tool and my sponge because I want to give it a little bit of a shape and bit of a moulding shape there. And again, rather than having to mess about with your hand or anything like that, it's all good to go. And what that's going to do is fold that over. Let me just bring this into place so you can see. And I'm just going to hold that into place and then fold that over. So I'm going to use my fingers just to curl it into place. Now, don't forget, you could use, do you know what you could use as well for this, Derek?
Go on.
You could use your flower foaming foam.
Oh, awesome. That would be good.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you could use your flower foaming foam on there as well. So again, I'm just going to curl that around. I'm just using my fingers for this particular bit to hold that into place, and then I'm going to get some glue. So shall I use my tape pen again? Where's my tape pen gone? I've got that much on this table now, Derek. I'm getting all stuck up with myself. So let's just pop a bit onto there because I want to place that in, and then get that quite close. There we go. So I've got that sticking up to the top. Let's fold that over, and then let's fold that over. The flower foaming foam, my goodness, that would look stunning.
Yes,
I wish I'd have thought about that because that would look beautiful. There you go, you've got little colour lily. Oh, how simple was that? How quick and easy was that to do?
Isn't it?
Absolutely. So let's bring that embossing folder. Oh, I love this embossing folder. If we get time, I might just cram that last one in there. However, I've got a bit of Centura curl. What's a Centura curl when it's at home?
It's not curled at all.
It's a Centura pearl is what it is. Centura pearl cut out. Can I just tell you, we've got some amazing nesting dies on the show. Multimedia dies in various different shapes that will cut out up to 4-5 pieces of cardstock at any one time using your multimedia dies. And we've got butterflies, we've got love hearts, we've got triangles, and we've got circles on there. So absolutely go and check those out as well. So again, I'm just going to pop this on now. When you think about a 3D embossing folder, extra depth, extra dimension, which way round is it? Can you remember how I told you last time, Derek? You feel across there, if you're not sure, this one is raised up. So I know that that's going to push through my cardstock. That's the recess one. So insert is where it goes indentation, outdentation. Is there such a thing as an outdentation, or I just made that up? I made it up.
Well, yeah, probably.
I made it up. Because Debbie couldn't think what it was called. So with the 3D embossing folder though, we're going to bring in our cutting plate, pop that into the centre, and then I'm going to use my magnetic shim, and lastly my outside edge there, outside plate there, will be the plastic shim, or as Sarah calls it, the frosty shim. She calls it a frosty one because it's got that lovely frosted look to it. Right, so you run that through, and that's going to give me just a section of that embossing folder, and it's going to look absolutely beautiful. Let me just bring that out. so you can see. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. I don't know if you can see there, Derek. It's got that extra depth and extra dimension. Oh, wait a minute, I'm having to go this way.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see it.
I see. But you can see this beautiful extra depth and dimension is really glorious, and it just gives it a lovely finishing touch. Now, I've been using some of our nesting dies. Another good tool of the trade, let me tell you, is having a set of nesting dies. And I'm just going to mount that just on to the back of this one, which fits perfectly over there. And go and check the website out, because we've got a large selection of nesting dies on there. Let me just move that to one side, and I'm going to bring in now a fold back card. So I've done a 5x7 card, folded that in half, and that is going to sit on the front. Now, before we do this, Derek, I just wanted to, we showed you that lovely ornate frame and corners with the pastel cardstock.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful. This is going to give this lovely finish. We're talking about going into the corner of your, and I'm keeping it really plain and simple again. I don't know if you've noticed, I've been very cast orientated, which means clean and simple. Normally Debbie's are rather puts loads of things down. And do you know what? I felt a bit chilled, a bit relaxed. I thought, you know, let's go chill and relax and keep these lovely and simple. And I just wanted to show you again that versatility of this collection on how easy they are to use. So again, I'm just going to place that in each of the corners. So I've got one on this side, I'm going to put one in the top. And I've run mine through my Xyron, but again, use your dotty tape pen. Now it's back in stock. Get yourself your dotty tape pens. Get those back in. There we go. And again, place down on the other fold. So you can see there where I folded it. It's going to go into that corner as well.
Producer Laura, can I just double check? Xyron machines, they're still not a thing at the moment, aren't they? They're still not a thing. Because I tell you what, as soon as they are a thing again, I definitely want one. Because I just, you know, like it just, for me, it brings out the little boy that wants to make stickers, because I am a child of the 80s and everything was stickers back in the day, but it was all stickers that were pre-made from magazines and things like that. To make your own, I'm so there, Debbie. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Now, I've just done exactly the same. At this time, I'm keeping this one nice and plain. I could have embossed it again. However, I just want to keep this nice and plain for this particular one. There we go. And again, just pop that in the centre. And then I'm ready. Let me just make sure I've married that up perfectly. I think that's about right. So let me just, oh, it's too late. I've stuck it down. There's no way that's budging. Right, so let's just pop a little bit of hot glue onto the back. I'll tell you another good tool of your crafty stash is this hot glue gun. It's absolutely fabulous. And it gives that instant stick as well, Derek. It's not one that you have to wait to dry. So once you've got it into place, let's just move my little thing out of the way. There we go. Hold that into place. That will set. Let me just get rid of my little glue, what I call glue bogies. Sorry, Derek, I can't think of a better word. Sorry, I can't think of a better word. Of all the words, yes. Of all the words, Debbie. And then again, I'm going to place now just onto here. I'm going to pop on a bit of glue onto the back, but it gives that instant stick. It's that instant thing, which is what I love about a hot glue gun. It's fabulous, it really is. So again, just pop that just onto the centre. And I've used the Calla Lily, the embossing folder, that gorgeous ornate frame, but this is the corner section, and a stamp in the middle. And again, just kept it nice, clean and simple, but very, very easy to use. This collection, like I said, it doesn't scream florals all the time at you. Of course it can if that's what you want it to do. But what I want to show you is the versatility and the way you can use it with lots of different things that you've got in your crafty stash, and showing you how lovely and easy this is to use. This is a collection, Derek, that you're going to use over and over and over again.
Absolutely, definitely. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's really serene as well. It's funny that it comes up on National Relaxation Day, because I think lilies are one of the most relaxing flowers to enjoy, whether you have them in your home, whether you have them in your garden. They're always bright, they're always inspiring, they always stand tall, they always give you a smile, don't they? It's beautiful. Very, very quickly, I was going to ask you a quick question, Debbie, if that's okay.
Of course.
And I know this is a how long is a piece of string question, but it'd be quite useful as people build up their collections. Best way to store stamps?
Best way to store stamps? Totally Tiffany. Totally Tiffany's got a great, is it Karen? Karen bag. the stamps.
I think it, yeah.
Yes, and pop those in there. We do have some great storage on ours as well, that purple storage if you love everything purple. But I store my stamps in onto like it's called Easy Mount, but I store them onto there so that I can just peel them off and use them and time again. When I've got a collection though, I do tend to keep it in its packaging and keep the collection together. And that's just because I'm not one of those girls who like to start looking through things all the time, so I keep the collections together. But Totally Tiffany's definitely got some great storage for stamps, and I think it's the Karen Buddy bag. I'm pretty sure it's the Karen Buddy bag.
They're all on the website.
Absolutely. Check that out and store all your stamps in there if that's what you want to do.
They're all on the website as well, because there are lots of really lovely storage solutions as well. Right, let's go back. Let's rerun the fun of the last, I can't believe, nearly 2 hours has gone already. Let's start then with that lovely collection that we have with the dies. So that's the Calla lily stem die, and it's the lily die and the butterfly there as well. So that wonderful trio there, £20, $21, which is lovely. I think it's gorgeous. One of the best buys of the show. But then also you look at your lovely frames and border dies, especially now given that card that Debbie's just been doing. And remember that lovely ornate, the other die as well, the lace one, where we threaded the ribbon through at the beginning of the show. You get both of those, £20, $24. I'll leave the choice with you. Let's do stamping and embossing next, that duo there with those wonderful sentiments, plus those lovely, lovely embossing, that embossing folder as well. It's gorgeous. £10, $12.50. Very, very good indeed. And lots of people are great fans of flower forming. So here is the flower forming trio for Nature's Garden Lily. So that's the flower forming foam, it's the stamens and the die itself to cut the lilies there. £20, $24. And for your flower forming, you'll need some moulding ball tools, and here they are. 4-piece set, of course, because you've got the big sponge in which to do the shaping as well. You'll be able to form all shapes and sizes. £12.50, $16.50. Then we've got the hot glue gun, in the UK only this one. But if you haven't got one, definitely well worth having. You'll find the replacement glue sticks as well. If you've already got one, you'll find those on the website too. £8.50 for the glue gun, which is brilliant. You'd expect that to be about double that price, wouldn't you, to buy the first glue gun? It's just £8.50 here in the UK. Brilliant. Then the full show collection. That is the full shebang of all of the smaller bundles that we've shown you. Plus, of course, remember, bonus simple sentiment die as well, which has got with love and congratulations on it as well. £65, $76. Lots and lots of you have gone for that full collection. I'm not holding that in the middle. Pretty much everything from one end to the other, bar the sample. Somebody pointed out, by the way, that this lovely sample looks from a distance like a hat with a beautiful floral brim from above, doesn't it? It's beautiful. It's one from our Trudy, from our design team, and it is a work of art. I absolutely love it. Our design team are amazing. They are incredible. When you consider the work they put in to create the different designs, I think, honestly, they're all complete geniuses. Thank you as well for sharing how you relax with us as well, because it's National Relaxation Day, so we'll be asking that question through the day as well, so keep your answers coming in. Now, Debbie, you've got, again, some work from our fabulous design team, haven't you, from this collection?
Absolutely, I have. Nearly caught me on the up then. I was having a little flick through, but I just keep seeing, every time I go in my box, I keep thinking of something else that I want to show you. Now, going back to that Calla lily stem with that lovely, beautiful lily stamp and die set, this is the kind of thing that you can do. Look how fabulous that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Going back to them beautiful lace borders, multi-layering them up creates a real lovely, stunning effect. And not just creates a beautiful, stunning effect, Derek. Where's that lovely sample? Oh, I'll have to find it. Debbie will find it. Let me just go through them all. But you can see with that beautiful lily collection there, using your stamps as well, how gorgeous these look. Now, each one of these you're going to be able to create with ease. Absolutely. Choose your colours, choose your inky backgrounds, whatever it is you want to do, but then use these frames, use the lilies, pop the stamps on there, lots of different ways that you can use them. They're all really beautiful. Look at the different colour there. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Using that Calla lily stem again with that lovely petal. Looks absolutely fabulous. Keeping it really simple. just using that beautiful lace border. But look how gorgeous these are, every single one of them. This is that one I was telling you about, Derek. Do you know that lace border?
Oh yeah.
Joined together creates a beautiful background panel, and then those beautiful flowers there just being stamped onto some some patterned paper card and inked. And this is a white embossing technique that's been done using that flower as well. So again, lots of different ways you can use them, gorgeous colorways, different colorways that you can use these. Everything is going to look beautiful. I mean, this is some awesome work from our design team. They really have knocked it out of the park. However, Derek, don't forget that flower foamy foam. Flower foamy foam. You're going to be able to create things like this with ease. If you have never tried it before, please, I just want you to have a go, because I promise you, once you've started with flower foaming foam, you are never going to go back to go out and buying your own flowers. You're going to use those every single time to create 3D, realistic, beautiful flowers every single time.
It's so true as well, and there's lots more flower forming foam besides Nature's Garden Lily collection as well. There's Sarah's Rose Gold, there's foliage as well. It's all on the website as well. Right, that is it. Our time here is nearly done, but only for now. Don't think you've got off for the rest of Saturday. Oh, no, no, no. We need you back here in 3 hours' time for the Craft House. And, Debbie, we've got a special guest again. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It is going to be lovely Emma Winters, who will be joining us live via technology from wherever she is. We'll be right into the show. And this afternoon, Debbie, we're going back to Christmas, aren't we?
Oh, so excited. Can't wait. I'm really, really excited for this afternoon for lots of reasons. Come back at 4 o'clock and join both myself and Derek for a great show.
Fabulous. We will see you then, 11 a.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. here in the UK. See you back here.